What's going on, everybody? It's the Keymaster 84 coming at you guys today with another episode of Daily Dose Gaming News. This is what we do every single day. Hope you guys are here and enjoying a great time. We've been getting a lot of feedback on this channel. I love it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and making this a thing. What we're talking about today, guys, though, is we got a few game announcements. We got a few good internet stories, and we got, of course, Google Stadia news, because that is all anybody is talking about right now. So anyways, guys, before we forget, make sure you guys are doing the subscribing. Keep on saying it, but no one else is doing it unless you guys are already subscribed. Power to you if you are, but if you're not, you definitely need to start hitting that button. Make sure you guys hit that with the bell icons so you guys don't miss on any of the videos. Like, we posted 3 videos yesterday, and I need to make sure everyone's watching those videos because they appreciate it. Anyways, guys, let's dive down into the video. So, news. We got a lot to go today, guys. Apparently, everybody was holding off to do anything until today because they didn't want to get bull rushed in the Stadia news. So we'll start off first off. So EA you Star Wars fans may luck out. Disney has actually decided to resurrect Lucasfilm Games. We're still not sure yet. Disney's just breathing some life back into the studio. 7 job listings were posted, anywhere from producer to brand marketing manager, have been found on Disney's career site. It's definitely interesting because Lucasfilm Games was the original name. LucasArts was shut down back in 2013. So it's definitely interesting because Disney originally shut that down back in 2013 after they took over the rights, and they took it from an internal development team to a licensing model. Hence, through how EA got involved in this whole thing. So it's really interesting to see exactly what is going on between EA and Disney now that Disney owns everything. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. People are reporting on I don't like reporting on this kind of stuff because it's literally, hey, this place is reporting based off cited anonymous sources saying that EA was never entirely thrilled with the Star Wars deal, and that EA has been wanting to develop its own intellectual properties, but they've been hamstrung trying to develop these Star Wars properties. Say what you will. We'll have to wait and see, honestly. There's already games in the pipeline, so I would find it hard to believe that it'd be good for anybody to cancel anything now or do anything absolutely insane like that. But I think it sounds like Disney might be taking the reins back over. In other news, though, Outer Worlds, the new game coming out from Obsidian Entertainment. Sorry guys, I lost my spot. From Obsidian Entertainment has announced today that the Outer Worlds will be skipping Steam for the Epic Game Store. So Outer Worlds will be launching on Epic Game Store and the Windows Store. And then it'll come out, so it's going to be exclusive on Epic Game Store and the Windows Store until 12 months after its release. After 12 months, then it'll be available on other platforms. It's kind of a big deal because we all thought that Microsoft, granted, Outer Worlds, even though Obsidian is now owned by Microsoft, Outer Worlds is being developed being published by 2K. So who knows? It's interesting. Definitely interesting as more and more of these games like this start going to the Epic Store. Definitely interesting. Nintendo Switch indie game sale goes live. That's right, boys and girls. The indie game has gone live. So let's see. In conjunction with today's Indies showcase during its spring 2019 live stream, which saw the announcement of Cadence of Hyrule, which we'll get to in a minute. Rad, Stranger Things 3 and more, a new indie game sale for Nintendo Switch was also launched. Nintendo will be offering a discount between 20 to 50% for over 20 different popular and newly released indie games. The sale is live now in the Nintendo Switch eShop and will last through March 27th. So you guys have a week to go take advantage of that. I highly suggest it. They got some really good ones. They got Minute, the action adventure game. They got Donut County. They got Darkest Dungeon 2 has just been recently announced. So definitely pick it up if you're interested in that. But yeah, guys, go check it out. Everything's gonna cost less than $20, and a lot of games are actually less than $10. So I think that's a pretty darn good deal if you ask me. So yeah. Oh, here we go. We got Bloodstained, Blossom Tales, Darkest Dungeon. Let's see. I'm doing all the ones under 10. Bloodstained, Blossom Tales, Bloodstained, Blossom Tales, Donut County, Flat Heroes, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Minute, Old Man's Journey, The Movie Park, and Yoku's Island Express. I mean, a lot of good games actually on this list. There really is. I mean, Darkest Dungeon is still anything over 10. Firewatch, which was a great game. Flint Hook, Horizon Chase Turbo, Iconoclast was good. Inside, Moonlighter, Night in the Woods, Salt and Sanctuary, Unruly Heroes, Wonder Song, and Wizard of Legend. There's some of the games to be named. But anyways, moving on to the news. Cuphead has revealed that there will be a Nintendo Switch release date. Where did this date go? I had it saved right here, but now it's gone. Here it is. As confirmed during today's Indie Spring Showcase, a celebration of indie games, Cuphead will release for Switch on April 18th. For those who are excited to confirm their orders for the acclaimed Run and Gun game, it can now be pre-purchased through the Nintendo eShop for $20. That is good stuff, though. Furthermore, and this is actually pretty big news in my opinion, it has been confirmed that Xbox Live features will be brought to this new version of Cuphead, which means that Xbox Live achievements will be available to those playing the game on Switch. As indicated in a recent Xbox Wire post, these features will not be available immediately upon release. Instead, they'll be implemented through a post-launch update set to occur in the coming months. That is crazy, guys. I think that's amazing. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out on that. I think this weird Nintendo-Microsoft relationship that's bubbling is absolutely about to be insane. Something else that was announced today during Nintendo's Indies and Showcase was Cadence of Hyrule, which is a crossover of Crypt of the Necrodancer and The Legend of Zelda. Developed by Brace Yourself Games, Nintendo Switch owners can expect a spring 2019 Cadence of Hyrule release date. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. System Shock 3 trailer teases the return of Shodan. What? Well, everybody's looking at the Google during the GDC conference to the announcement of the Google Stadia. There are a lot of other reveals going on as well. Other Side Entertainment gave gamers a look at the long-awaited sequel for the Cyberpunk horror title not seen since the 90s, System Shock 3. Way out of left field. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be utilizing the Unity engine. They showed us some first game, some first in-game footage while they were there. And it looks pretty impressive. I'm really excited. There is no release date yet, so I am curious on as to what this is going to be releasing on. If it's going to be Xbox One and PlayStation 4, if they're shooting for more next gen. I'm assuming next gen. We'll have to wait and see. In other news, Castlevania, Contra, and Konami arcade collections are all coming to platforms this summer. That's right, guys. We were talking about this the other day. In celebration of Konami's 50th anniversary, today the company is announcing 3 new collections of classic games which will bring Castlevania, Contra, and arcade classics to PS4, Xbox One, PC via Steam, and Nintendo Switch early this summer. Here are all the games. We're going to go through all of them real quick and talk about them afterwards. Castlevania Anniversary Collection is going to have Castlevania 1, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania 4, and 4 currently unannounced games. I don't know what that means, but that's crazy. Contra Anniversary is going to be Contra, Super C, Contra 3, 4 currently unannounced games. Arcade Classics is going to be Haunted Castle, Typhoon, Nemesis, Vulcan Adventure, Life Force, Thundercross, Scramble, and Twin Bee. And that's all the games in that one. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, it's going to be released on April 18th. And that's going to be for the Arcade Classics. The Contra and Castlevania collections are scheduled for early this summer. While price points for the Castlevania and Contra haven't been released yet, the price for the Arcade Classics collection is going to be $20. Only going to be available digitally. I think it's kind of crazy. I mean, $20. I mean, so you're saying for $20 I'm getting Haunted Castle, Typhoon, which is Ajax, Nemesis, Gradius, Vulcan Adventure, Gradius 2, Life Force, Salamander, and Thundercross, Scramble. That's, I mean, $20. It's not a bad deal. I mean, if they tell me I can get Castlevania and Contra for $20, if that's what they do make them in the long run, that'll be pretty awesome, I think. Oh, and good internet stories for the day, guys. As we all know, Master Chief Collection Halo is coming to PC. So veteran Halo players are planning on using their old Xbox Live gamer tags to reunite with friends on PC. I think that is amazing. I mean, me personally, I have not changed my my name. My name has been my name for the day I turned on my Xbox and got Xbox Live. That's just how I am. I liked my name. I picked it for a reason. And I think the only way I would ever change it is if I get just the Keymaster. So hey, if you're the Keymaster and you're out there and you watch my channel randomly for some random reason, let me know. We can talk. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, finger gun. Hit me up at the Keymaster84 on Twitter, please. Yeah, so I just went to my I don't even know what this is, my account page. I've had this for 12 years. I have had my gamer tag for 12 years. So I got this back in 2007. You know what that means? 2007? Yes. So, had it for a long time. Further news. A new map is being hinted at it by data miners who are data mining Apex Legends. Because God forbid this game can't catch a break with the data miners. I don't get it. But yeah, no, they just launched the new Battle Pass. And then with all the new update, they have a bunch of new files. Of course, data miners are in there going crazy. One game file in particular implies that Respawn Entertainment has a map select button on standby should a fresh environment other than Kings Canyon eventually make its way to free-to-play Battle Royale release. I mean, I know it's just a button, but why would you put the button in there if you weren't planning on using it? I mean, granted, it is in there. This is where you start getting into it, guys, but I mean, I think we will have new map soon. Probably in the next, I would say, 2 months, roughly. Yeah. So, and now we are on to the news that just doesn't stop. I swear, guys. Google Stadia. So Xbox has responded to Google Stadia announcement. Phil Spencer sent out an email today to the company addressing the announcement. The email was shared by sources close to the company to Thurrott, in which Spencer declared Xbox would go big like Google did at GDC 2019 for the upcoming E3 event. For those who haven't been keeping up, this is not a new claim, as Xbox first declared it was going to be big at E3 after PlayStation opted out of the prestigious gaming event. People are now assuming that Google Stadia is going to be at E3, which would make sense. Obviously, they're going to have Project xCloud. A lot of people are expecting them to really push that this A lot of people are expecting them to really push Project xCloud before. Now people are even putting a bigger emphasis on top of it. But yeah, I mean, the email went out as this. It said, we just wrapped up watching the Google announcement of Stadia. As the team here at GDC, their announcement is validation of the path we embarked on 2 years ago. Today we saw a big tech competitor enter the gaming market and frame the necessary ingredients for success as content, community, and cloud. There were no big surprises in their announcement, although I was impressed by their leveraging of YouTube, the use of Google Assistant, and the new Wi-Fi controller. But I want to get back to us. There has been really good work to get us to the position where we are poised to compete for 2 billion gamers across the planet. Google went big today, and we have a couple of months until E3 when we will go big. We have to stay agile and continue to build with our customer at the center. We have the content, the community, the cloud, we have the content, community, cloud team, and strategy. As I've been saying for a while, it's all about execution. This is even more true today. Energizing times, Phil. So I mean, Google did come out with a big shot across the bow. Obviously, Xbox has E3. We don't know what Sony's plan is. Obviously, they have PlayStation Now. It is really interesting to see that, and this is, Phil's been saying this for a while now, and so, I think that, like he said, they've been working on this for 2 years, so I think it's going to be fine. We'll have to wait and see until E3 2019 now. So let's get into this, guys. So for the rest of the video, we're going to be talking about Stadia, some news that came out today. Polygon actually got to sit down for half an hour with Phil Harrison. And he's been doing this for about 30 years, so they got to interview him today and ask him a bunch of questions, get a bunch of questions answered that people were asking, just because obviously they didn't have time to get into the nitty-gritty stuff in the press conference itself. So here we go. Yeah, anyway, so sorry guys, I got sidetracked there for a minute, kind of spaced out. So they talked about, and it's funny because they were like, Polygon was like, oh, is it the very first question? So Phil, is it going to work? And it's like, well, do you know that there was an Assassin's Creed test that went extremely well at the very end of 2018, kind of stumped into 19 a little bit, and everybody said it worked amazing. One of the things that they did talk about though is, that this is going to be for everyone, quote unquote. Now, granted, they're in the Bay Area, but then, what happens if you live in South Dakota or Romania or Turkey? What happens if you don't work somewhere where the internet's not that amazing? He says, unfortunately, it is not for everybody yet. Their goal is to make that a reality, but as of right now, and the spread of 5G, it is the direction they're going in, and that's what's happening. Yeah. Let's see here. Then they went on to say, so generally speaking, if I can watch Netflix in HD without any buffering, I'm probably okay to play Stadia. And Phil Harrison said, the example we use is if you get a good YouTube experience, you'll get a great Stadia experience. So it sounds like that's covered. They did go into nitty-gritty details on it. So with Project Stream, they recommended that you have a threshold of about 25 megabits per second in order to enjoy 1080p 60 frames. He iterated on the fact that we only used about 20 megabytes per second, but we gave ourselves a little bit of a buffer in the calculations. And then said that you would need about 30 megabytes per second to do 4K 60. And then obviously if you did a lower resolution, you would use significantly less bandwidth. So technically it can go down to 720. 720 is the lowest it will go though. So that's kind of a big deal. One thing that people are asking about is, what happens if my internet drops, or I hit a bad spot, or I lose service for half of a second? What happens? Does the frame rate drop? What's going on? We have some great technology, some very clever technology that can do a lot. Now, obviously, if you're gone too long, that won't matter. But that's coming. But no, I mean, it's all very good stuff. I mean, I am still hesitant to get excited. Mainly because like they went on to further talk during the latter portion of this conversation. They talked about like how publishers like EA and Activision weren't there. They weren't on the stage. You didn't have Call of Duty streaming. You didn't have anything like that. So what's going on with that? And he iterated, hey, don't worry about it. We sent out over 100 different development kits, and we have thousands of people working on stuff. They should have an amazing lineup come June. And they said, in June, so what's the next big step? And then Phil Harrison said that summer's one will be next back out in public. He says, but you're not confirming for E3. He says, no, we're not confirming for E3. So, I mean, say what you will. I mean, we still don't know how much it costs. Now, some people have kind of put some numbers together, and I'm going to go over this just because I think it is a big deal, especially if it is at this price. They want to talk about how PlayStation Now for an annual subscription is $100. Xbox Game Pass is $120 for a year. So then they said, as an estimate, looking at everything Google Stadia is offering, the games, the features, everything, for a year, more than likely it's going to cost about $180 to $240 annually, which is $15 to $20 a month. That's at a base level. They talked about how, like, they could do a thing where you can stream so many games per month, or, there's a bunch of different things that they could do with this service, make it tiered, not tiered, a whole bunch of different stuff. But the thing for me is, like, right now, I just don't see how Google Stadia is going to benefit me. And that's why I'm still keeping my open mind, and I want this to work because, you got xCloud, you got PlayStation Now. I mean, this is the way it's going. I think right now we are in a very Netflix, Gen 1 Netflix streaming era, and not in a Netflix Now era, if that makes sense to you guys. So I'm gonna leave it on that point. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. If there's any news we missed, guys, please let me know in the comments as well. If there's anything you want further covered, please let me know either down in the comments or on social media at the KeyMaster84 on Twitter, or at Elliot and Big, or I forget our Instagram, but that is also down below in the comments. So make sure, or in the description. So make sure you guys go down and do that. Make sure you guys hit those likes, comments, and subscribes. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time.